This week we're going to talk about love. And what better way to talk about love than by looking at the great love chapter of the Bible? That's 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I'm guessing many of you have heard the words of this chapter before. Usually they're read at Christian weddings. They're often found on Christian artwork and paintings. But these words don't just apply to husbands and wives. They're not just for those who are married. They're for people who are dating or single, young, old, people who are in love, people who are searching for love. The words of 1 Corinthians 13 are really for all Christians. And so this week what we're going to do is we're going to look at this very special description of love, and each day we're going to take one verse of that description and take a closer look. So here's the first verse of that section, verse 4. It says, "Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud." First of all, it says love is patient. Literally, love is long-suffering. It endures. It doesn't give up. It doesn't have snap decisions. It doesn't overreact. Love is patient. Secondly, love is kind, which means love does kind things, things that are beneficial and useful to other people. Love also does not envy. It's not interested in what others have because I'm jealous and I'm not happy with what I have. Love is content, and love is happy that others have different things. Part of doing that is that love is not proud and love does not boast. It doesn't push myself and my interests into the spotlight. It doesn't seek praise. Love gives praise. This one starting verse that describes love seems like a whopping challenge. Where do we even start with this? Well, the answer is to start with Jesus. Jesus is the one who is patient with us, forgiving us every day. Jesus is the one who is so kind and compassionate to people here in this world. Jesus is the ultimate example of showing humble love, elevating and cherishing us, taking pride and joy in our forgiveness, in our salvation, in our sharing in His glory. Who can you show that kind of love to in your life? Start with your spouse. Start with that special someone in your life. Start with your family and your friends. And then from there, think about your neighbors, your coworkers, even your enemies in life. This is the kind of love that Jesus showed, and this is the kind of love that we can show, because this is true love. This week we're talking about love. Love as described in the great love chapter of the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13. Here's how love is described in verse 5. Love is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. This verse is all about the opposite of love, what love is not, what love does not do. First of all, love is not rude. It doesn't cut people off when they're talking. It doesn't ignore people. It's not disrespectful. Love doesn't care about what's inappropriate or indecent or improper. Those things are rude. Secondly, love is not self-seeking. It's not like all the celebrities and athletes that we see on the news or in social media pushing myself to the forefront. Love seeks the interests of others first. Part of doing that is what's described next, that love is not easily angered. It doesn't blow the top off it. It doesn't overreact. Love does not nag. Love doesn't let things get under the skin. One reason we get so angry in this world is when people hurt us or do things wrong to us. But here we're told love keeps no record of wrong. Love doesn't get involved with this tit for tat. You did this to me, now I'm going to get you back, and you'll never expect what's coming to you because it's going to be so bad. That's not what love does. Love is like Jesus. Jesus, who had every reason to be angry, to get revenge, to exact his divine power on people, and yet, what was the first thing he said on the cross? Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Think about people in your life who may get under your skin, or when your children drive you up the wall and make you crazy. Think about those strained relationships in your life. How can you show the kind of love that Jesus showed? That's what true love is like. That's the love that we can show, because this is real love. This week is all about love. And the great love chapter of the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, is guiding us along the way. Each day we're taking a look at another verse. And so today, here's what verse 6 has to say. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. One of the most fundamental characteristics of love is that it does not take pleasure in what is bad or wicked or evil, but instead, love always rejoices in what is good and right and true. Well, that's a hard one to do today with all the technology and social media that we have. How many times have you liked or shared or posted or wrote about something that isn't so good or right or true? How many times have you joined in the gossip chain at the expense of someone else? How many times have you complained about your spouse, your boss, the president, either in person or online? This is not about guys' night out trashing the ladies in our lives or girls going out to gossip about all the guys in their lives. Online technology is not about a platform to rant and rave. These are the things that love does not do. Rather, love seeks what is good, right, and true. Remember what Jesus said about himself. I am the way and the truth and the life. Everything that we view as good or right or true is viewed through the lens of who Jesus is and what Jesus has done. I'm guessing that as you're viewing this video today, you're probably watching it on some computer or tablet or phone, which means you're up on technology and you're involved in some way in social media probably. How can you use those things to share and like and post about things that are good and right and true? How can you push to the forefront Jesus, who is the ultimate truth for our lives? That's the kind of love that Jesus showed. That's the kind of love that we can show, because that's what real love is. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is leading our discussion this week on love. And today we turn our attention to verse 7, and here's what it says. Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. True love doesn't do these things once or twice, or occasionally or sometimes. It always does these things. First of all, love always protects. It protects other people's reputations, their property, their possessions. It protects their well-being. It protects their lives. Love always looks to keep bad away from others. Secondly, love always trusts. Love believes what other people say. Love takes them at their word. Love is not pessimistic. Love believes and trusts, as it ultimately trusts and believes what God says in His word too. And if love is going to always trust, well then love will naturally always hope. Love does not dwell on the negative or on bad things. Love hopes for the best because love trusts that God will work things for good. Love looks for the good in others. Love hopes that others will do good, even in a sinful and evil world. And if love is going to do those kinds of things, protect and trust and hope, that means love is also going to persevere. Love does not get going when the going gets tough. Love does not give up. Love does not last only a short while, but love stays till the very bitter end. Now, this is the kind of verse that might make you feel like an utter failure in your life. How am I supposed to do these kinds of things? Well, the answer again is to start with Jesus. Jesus is the one who always loves. He always forgives us. He's always there for us. He's always working all things for our good. As the love of Jesus fills your heart, the love of Jesus will spill from your heart. This is the way Jesus always loved us, and this is the way that we can love too, because this is what real love looks like. This whole week we've been talking about love, and the great love chapter of the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13, has been our guide. These are words that are for all people, for married people, for dating people, for single people, for young and old, for those who are in love and those looking for love. And to wrap up our discussion this week, we'll look at one little half verse, the last verse that describes love. It's verse 8. Love never fails. Now, some of you may hear that verse and be kind of disappointed. What do you mean love never fails? Tell that to my ex. Tell that to my family that's disowned me. Tell that to my disrespectful children. But listen carefully to what it says. It doesn't say that people never fail. The verse says love never fails. So first of all, love is always the right choice. If people are being disrespectful or rude to you, love is always the right response. If you're angry or frustrated, love is always the right way to deal with it. If your relationships with people close to you in your life, or even with people you aren't so close to, if they're strained or struggling, love is always the right choice. And furthermore, things may change in your life. Times may change, the people and places of your life may change, but the one consistent that will never change is that love will always be there. Even when everything in this world is done and gone, when the last day has come, or when your life ends, whichever comes first, the one thing that will remain into eternity is God's love for you. Love never fails. And because God's love has never failed us, love is always the right choice. Jesus always showed love, and we can show love too, because this is what real love is like.